va repartir sur une autre fin. On va essayer de trouver une autre fin. Alors, j'ai pas énormément de temps devant moi. Je sais pas si on pourra faire une partie en une seule fois, mais on verra bien. C'est parti. Je vais continuer. Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Why have we stopped, Detective?
Someone needs to help you out. I'm letting you go.
All of a sudden you want to help us? Why?
Your sister came here to join a madman? She chose this town to fulfill her occult desires? And you're helping her to hide. That's insane. Maybe she got kidnapped by Nermin and... I don't know. You must find her as quickly as possible.
Bonjour. Hello.
Chief Norton will be furious with you.
I never lied to him. Or at least it's what he thinks. He won't question my decision to let you leave. But you have to give me your word you won't leave town. We have your passports, but one can always find a way out if he wants to.
We promise.
I wouldn't question a word from two priests.
I promise.
Start your search with the warden.
Dr. Kotar?
I was with him last night before the incident at the castle. He was already looking for Victoria.
Before the incident? Are you sure?
My head injury sometimes makes me have memory lapses, but you don't have to question my intelligence.
I'm sorry, but I knew it. The moment I saw that man, I knew there was something creepy about him.
I don't know how, but he might be somehow connected with her disappearance.
Could he be found at a mental hospital?
Oh no. You can't possibly get to the Marov Asylum. It's off limits for non-staff or non-inmates. The doctor resides at the only lodge in this town, the Goldine Lodge. And that's where you should go first.
Where's this lodge located?
From here, go down towards the lake. Once you reach the shore, go left. You can't miss it.
Why did he stay at the house while we were being interrogated?
He wanted to make sure Victoria wasn't there, but to tell you the truth, I think he had other reasons. I'm not sure.
What time is it?
I don't know, but it's getting late and you should act. Immediately.
The train is about to leave soon. Could you give me my belongings back?
That I cannot do. I'm sorry.
Could you give me my...
That...
We have to go now.
A few words of advice before we part ways. There is a reason why this town looks desolate, even in broad daylight. Don't get yourself fooled by the lights you see here. This soil is cursed, and the air tainted with wickedness. I know you can sense it. It's the opposite of what you're used to. Be wary while wandering around. Under no circumstances you should go into the forest or onto the mountain. They are forbidden. Stick to the town. The moon ghouls are impossible to find, except for when it's too late for oneself. God bless you all. I hope you find salvation in spite of the horror all around you.
We have to split, Benedict. I'm going to the lodge. You should go back to the house, in case Victoria comes back.
I don't know my sister anymore. She became a person I've dreaded my whole life. She's a devil worshipper, a murderer, a person acting against God. Who is she? How could she change so much?
Since when do you trust other people? They are lying, Benedict. Victoria is innocent.
Did she drag me here to sacrifice me? Like she did with her unborn child?
Hey, she did not do that. Our child is not dead. The chief is lying. Before this journey, when was the last time you saw her?
A couple of years ago, I guess.
I see and talk to her every waking hour since we married. People don't change that much. She's a good person.
They don't change. They just strip the facade and show their true self. A couple of years ago, I guess.
I see and talk to her every waking hour since we married. People don't change that much. She's a good person.
They don't change. They just strip the facade and show their true self. If they are lying, how do you explain her scratch pad in the belfry?
I don't know.
And what about her coat? Or the fact that she used my mother's name to introduce herself?
We should ask if this is true. The only person she spoke to after arriving here is the lady from the souvenir shop over there.
Don't forget, she was seen pushing a man from the castle's roof by multiple witnesses.
Maybe she was assaulted. We don't know who that man is, and what really happened last night. If we don't succeed in finding her soon, going to the castle is something we should consider. And this is partly on us. If we weren't so weak, we wouldn't have been drowned into a nightmarish cycle of dreams. Just look around you. It's already night, for God's sake.
I've noticed. It means we slept for more than half a day.
Even when dead tired, one can never sleep that much. It's unnatural. The house definitely did this. Because we were weak.
It's my fault? It was her idea to make me come here, and she picked that damned house. How do you explain the balcony horror?
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain many things. I'm just trying to find a meaning in all this madness. We should move, brother. She might already be back at the house. Or in danger at the hands of that warden.
No. I'm leaving.
You what?
I don't care about Victoria and what she got into. God will be her judge.
God will condemn you for leaving your sister to die here. Open your eyes! She's the only real family you have.
My family died the day my father left us.
If you leave, you will pursue your own selfish desires, not his will and words. She was accused wrongly. You need to stay here and help me find her in the name of faith.
You think she might be back at the house?
Could be. It's the only place where she knows we might be. Are you going to help me?
I'm going to the house, and if she's there, I'm leaving at once.
You both wait on me, but stay out of the house and hide somewhere outside. The warden or the police might come back. I'm going to the lodge. Be careful.
Who keeps a dead tree? 4 letters divided by a cross. V, K, J, and P. The Catechism says, after an angel decides to sin, he falls from heaven and becomes a demon. In the back room, I can see some sheet-covered furniture and a big candle on the floor. Nothing else. Hello? Graveyard silence. Hello? Graveyard silence. I wasn't sure I heard a voice, but I did. Victoria is here. It's locked. It's dark, and my eyes could be deceiving me, but that doesn't seem to be...
Who goes there? I'm Lucia, the owner of this house.
I apologize, miss. I'm Benedict. Victoria is my sister.
Who's Victoria?
Rough day. Sorry. I meant Petra. Petra is my sister.
I didn't know she had a brother, and that he was coming with her to Sveti Kotar.
Nobody knew. It was a last-minute decision.
So where is she now?
We're trying to find her.
We? Who is we? And are there more people I don't know about?
Her husband, Nikolai, came as well.
I was told she was to come alone on Friday, October 28th. Rented the house for 3 nights. Said she wants to give herself a gift for the soul. A strange woman, I tell you that. Something happened?
Nothing in particular. We woke up and she was gone.
She's probably sightseeing. One can easily get lost in the beauty of the place. Lose track of time.
What happened here?
I didn't want to yell at you, but since you're asking, you tell me. I almost fainted out of sorrow after opening the door. Look at my bust, reduced to pieces. Somebody has to pay for the damage. Animals.
You'll have to ask the warden to pay for that. We left the house untouched.
The warden? What warden? Dr. Hatur?
Yes, Dr. Hatur.
But I did nothing wrong. Why would he come to my house? Was he looking for me?
I don't know. He didn't tell us the reason and we couldn't argue. A detective was with him.
Maybe they saw my art as blasphemous and heretical. Maybe they'll take me into the asylum. That's why he destroyed the bust in the stoop. He was sending a message. I'm doomed.
He won't take further action.
What do you mean? He was here for me.
Why would he cause this damage without taking you in? It doesn't make sense.
You think?
This looks like he was just giving a warning. Maybe because of something else you did.
I don't know what I did, but I can live with a warning. I'll try to be more careful from now on. Thank you, my friend.
Weren't you supposed to welcome us last night?
I told your sister I'll leave the key at the neighbors, and that I'll pass by later, after the castle.
You were at the castle?
Sure.
Did you see me there?
I was there only for a brief time. Couldn't stand all those people. But how could I see you when everyone has to wear... Wait a minute. Did you go inside without a mask?
No, of course not. Was she here after you came by?
I didn't make it. This right here is me visiting after the castle. You are a strange person. No wonder you two are relatives. Why are you asking all these questions?
Because she stayed in the house and fell asleep, and when I came back I couldn't find her. I don't know her whereabouts since last night.
You know, if you don't trust her, you should just talk to her. But if you already did, then my only advice is to talk to Madame Vera, my neighbor. She may be old, but she never misses a thing. Always lurking from that window of hers.
I already tried, but she either wasn't in the house or just ignored me.
Because she doesn't like strangers. What would you do? You must introduce yourself to her. Say exactly who you are and why you are looking to talk to her. Tell the truth. I heard that she had some sort of visions of the life of Kotar, the patron saint of the town. It's what allowed her to sneak into other people's houses as a babysitter.
I'll try to talk to her.
And do not go knocking on the door. She hates that.
Have you had any strange dreams in this house?
Whenever I don't have guests, I sleep here. And guests are as rare as the sun in this town. My dreams are always great. Why?
It's just that both Nikolai and I had a rough night's sleep with harrowing dreams.
That must have been the demon of tiredness, not the house. You had a long drive yesterday.
We opened the balcony door and found a strange mass.
So it was you who broke the glass on the door?
No, I just opened it, I promise.
Maybe those bloody crows did it. Wouldn't be the first time. It started recently. They come to the balcony raking in mud, small twigs, and other crow filth. I tried to scare them off, but nothing is working. And they are very aggressive. I can't light a candle anymore. Whenever I do, they swarm outside and start scratching at the windows and door. The balcony is where they gather and ultimately die. It's like their graveyard or something. I can't explain it. If they don't back off soon, I'll have to start taking action. I don't want my guests to feel threatened.
Do you mind if I look around the house a bit?
Not at all. You're allowed to stay here for 2 more nights. Unless you want to pay to stay longer, of course.
That is something you should discuss with my sister. The blasphemous basin is destroyed. I approve of the act. I don't need it. This woman eerily reminds me of Victoria in her younger days, back when I could rely on her, instead of having to fear her. Hideous. It's full of dead crows. Dozens and dozens of them. The fireplace. It's full of dead crows.
I know. I've put them there.
Why?
To get rid of the bodies. Why else? But I am all out of matches, so for now, they just have to lay in the cold. You don't mind, do you?
No, not at all. It's your house.
But you're my guest. It's my duty to make your stay comfortable.
This woman and her house are beyond salvation. Never mind. For some reason, someone decided to wrap the carpet and put it here. A giant bowl made out of clay, filled with what seems to be some type of oil. It's a giant tree with dozens of corpses hanging from its branches, and skulls that feed its roots. This bookshelf was full of books before. A lot of them are missing now. We left it on the table, with its front side facing the wall. Now it's up again, looking at me with those mean eyes. must have been the warden who did this. What use is there in throwing books on the floor? Everything is as we left it, but the crow's head is missing, and there's broken glass on the floor now. Everything is as... I struggle to find a reason to do that. Never mind.
I couldn't have missed the tallest building out here. This must be the lodge where Hatur resides.
It's locked. It's not going to work.
Madame Vera? My name is Benedek. I spent the night at your neighbor's. Could I ask you some questions? The woman that came with me is my sister. We can't find her today. Did you see if she left the house sometime after we arrived last night? Have you seen her today, perhaps? Who are you? I must confess that I have a hard time reading your chalkboard. All right, no need to get upset, Madame Vera. I'll do my best to read from it. My name is Benedek, and... Vera is old, not deaf. Who are you? Benedek, I'm a monk from Budapest. What do you want from me, monk? I'm trying to find my sister. Have you seen her? No, but I heard last night. After we arrived? Much later, in the night, with a man. What man? Nikolai? No, the one who came here earlier today stayed in the house. The warden? Dr. Hatur? Him, the man with the demonic voice. What did Hathor and my sister do? Went into the forest together, talked there for a while, then silence. Where in the forest? At the crossroad. Go straight into the forest. It's where the path leading from the town ends? Just go inside there. Once you find it, you will know. Did you hear what they talked about? No, sounded like whispering, praying, chanting. Can you describe Hathor? What is it? My eyes were taken from me. God has his ways. I'm sorry. God has nothing on this. I deserve punishment. I deserve solitude. You still questioning my words. I am sure I didn't see him, but it is the same man that stayed in the house. The demonic voice.
I'm just curious, and please don't get upset. Why are you using a chalkboard to communicate?
Piece of chalkboard. School-damaged object. A present from someone special to me.
I understand, but why don't you talk to me? Wouldn't that be easier and less painful for you?
Tongue was torn out. I am eyeless and wordless. Terrible fate. I can't imagine the pain.
Please forgive my ignorance.
Who made you blind and mute? No need to tell me. The body of my sister. Your sister did this to you? A corpse now. She had to do it. It is my fault. Your sister, family. What could you have done to deserve such a cruel punishment? I provoked. I need to suffer for my faith. It is all I have left. Don't ask again. I heard about your visions. I still have them. Visions of Ivan Kotar? His birth, life, the horrors of Udav, death in church. Can you tell me a bit more? Visions are mine. Don't want to talk about. Excuse me. You are damaged. Missing soul you have. Excuse me? Cursed, like me, but a good man. Help me find the love of my life. He disappeared. I don't know this place. I don't know anyone here. Everyone knew my love. On a full moon night, he disappeared. Madam, I can't. As soon as I find my sister, I'm leaving and not coming back. Search for her at the same time. Look for him. You have to understand, it will take a miracle for me to find anyone in this valley. But tell me, what is his name? Yakov Prenger, town's former... A priest was your lover? He was to renounce his service, not faith. Dear God, I'll see what I can do. I have to go now.
The path the old lady told me about. It's too dark and terrifying.
All sorts of negative emotions are hitting me in this blackness, and I can't see a thing. I need light.
No. I have to find Hatur. Just a boat, floating alone in the fog. It's empty. Hello, youngster. What's your name?
Anton,
What are you doing here?
fishing.
At night?
Best time.
It's dangerous to be out here at night, especially for a child.
Why?
Didn't you hear what happened to your mayor? And what about those moon things?
You mean the moon ghouls? I saw them once here on the lake.
What do they look like? What are they?
Yellow. Their whole body is yellow. Except for the faces. They don't have faces. Their faces are shadows.
You were hidden somewhere?
They saw me, but they could do nothing. Dr. Hatur was taking them away.
Where did he take them?
I don't know. The doctor told me to go away. I didn't look back. He's always good to me. Always gives me food. Says I have to gain weight.
How's your fishing going?
Badly.
Wouldn't you need a fishing rod, net, or anything that could help you with that?
I'm not trying to catch them. I'm just calling them. I want to see them.
The lake seems lifeless to me. Are you sure this is the right place to fish?
I know it is. Mother Evelina told me.
So your mother told you to come to this very pier, at night, to try to catch some fish? She must be an exemplary parent.
She is good to me. She loves me. Look. She made this dress with bells just for me. Others don't have dress like this.
Others? Who are they?
My brothers.
Why would she give you a dress with bells?
I can call for help when others are mean to me. Evelina always comes.
Why do you let your brothers be mean? Fight for yourself.
I don't want to be mean towards strangers. Mother Evelina says it is impolite.
Your siblings can't be strangers to you. You live in the same house, eat the same food, maybe even sleep in the same room.
We live together, but they are still strangers. See, I think they know where their parents are. I don't.
Kid, are you all right?
No. I want to find my parents.
So, Evelina is not your mother?
She told me my mother and father are living here now. Somewhere inside Lake Harley. I'm trying to call them. I want to see them.
Do you live in an orphanage, perhaps?
I live in a big house. Above our roof is a giant tower with giant bells. And we have a big courtyard. With a big wall and tall trees that prevent demons and evil spirits to visit us when they leave their underground beds.
You know, when I was your age, I lived in a house such as yours.
Evelina was your mother too?
No, my mother's name was Olga.
Was she as good as my mother?
She always protected me from my brothers and sisters.
You also had a dress like mine? With bells?
No, but I would have loved to have one. Take care.
Goodbye.
It's empty. I wonder, what's the story behind this bricked up passage? Nicholas Handel. No food in there, just some tiny crumbs. Can I take this map? Might come in handy while going around this valley.
Why not? Nobody wants it. Nobody needs it. Take it. It's been laying there for centuries.
Not sure about its usage. It simply looks like a hole. The clock is dead at the stroke of midnight. I see an executioner talking to small-sized men and women. I think they're about to be slaughtered. Pula seems to be a painting of the place. An old coastal town with a Roman Colosseum. Several people are calling for help, drowning in the ocean. Angels look down on them from the safety of the sky, proud of themselves. Elderly women dancing with a tall, dark man around a bonfire. They seem to be happy. A man standing at the entrance of the forest, weighing whether he should venture forth.
My name is Luca. At your service.
The guest rooms are upstairs, right?
Sir, only the guests who are chosen are allowed to see the rooms.
How can I be chosen?
Sir?
You said I have to be chosen to go upstairs.
Right. I don't know how you can be chosen.
But who's choosing? And why?
Mr. Wilde. He's not here at the moment, and I don't know when he will return. Apologies, sir.
I'm looking for Dr. Hatur. I have an appointment with him.
No, you don't.
Excuse me? How would you know that?
The warden takes no visitors here. Only in the asylum. And I trust you are well aware you don't want to be a patient of his.
Can you tell me where the doctor's room is?
I don't know where it is.
What do you mean? You are the receptionist here.
I never saw Mr. Golden's room. I only heard about it from Mr. Wilde.
I have to speak to Mr. Hatur, not Mr. Goldin.
I know, but like I said, I never saw his room. Dr. Hatur resides in Golden's former room.
How is it possible that you don't know each and every room in this building? Have you just started working here?
No, sir. I'm working here for quite some time, actually. But I'm not allowed to see Golden's room, and I don't know where it's located.
How can I find Hatur then?
I don't know.
Is he even in the lodge?
Yes, he is. Look, you should probably ask Mr. Wilde about everything you need or want. I'm just the receptionist here.
Where is Mr. Wilde?
He's not here.
I know. I can see that. Where can I find him?
You can't. He finds you.
That bricked up passage over there.
Yes?
What happened?
It was bricked up.
Why?
Oh, I'm not sure, sir. That was long before my time. I just heard stories.
Tell me more.
I can't. All I can say is there is another way to get inside that room.
Where? How do I find it?
I don't know, and if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Apologies, sir.
Do you have a cat or a dog?
No, we don't.
Then why do you have a ball down there?
That belongs to the King in Yellow.
Do you want to tell me who that is?
No, sir, I can't tell you who he is. Mr. Wilde is the only one who can.
This King in Yellow, cat or dog, whatever it is, could be the key to find Mr. Wilde. And if I can get to him, I would be allowed access to Hatur's room. Do you have a cat or...
No.
Then why do you...
That belongs...
Do you want...
No, sir.
This king... And if I... Luca, if you'll excuse me.
Certainly, sir.
I'm not allowed to go upstairs. Branko Merzel. Martin Zudervliet. Natalia Pietrzak. Timo. Renate Zimmermann. Victor the 152 Cat Compa. Patrick Paverick Meyer. Fran Merzel. Zazu. Peter Stiebel. Lake Kubilius. Michael Schminder. Jensen Cook. Ivan Goldin. I saw the dark room, and the figures in there.
We call it the bust room.
Who are those people?
Not people, just sculptures made in their honor.
That's what I meant. Why did you decide to honor those people?
I decided nothing, sir. The owner did. Fran Merzel.
Who are they?
Fran, the previous owner who renovated the place. His son, Ranko, who served as fresh meat for the crows earlier today. Golding, the original owner of this building, who also designed and built it. And several former guests who had lost themselves in the maze outside.
Lost? They died in the maze?
A few of them are still alive, but lost mentally. For eternity.
How's that possible?
The maze is a dangerous place, sir. As old as this very building. No one alive or mentally stable knows what's really at its core. It was devised by Mr. Golden, for reasons known only to Mr. Wilde.
He's been inside the maze. Mr. Wilde?
He was. In fact, only those who haven't been chosen were lost. If Mr. Wilde chooses you, you are safe to go. Otherwise, you venture into your doom.
Why would anyone want to go inside the maze?
There are stories going around. The townies, especially the elderly ones, say that Mr. Golden hid a treasure at its center. Some people come to Sveti Kotar only for the maze, and then they go inside without being chosen. Fools.
Why would anyone want to go inside the maze?
There are stories going around. The townies, especially the elderly ones. Some people come...
Someone could just force his way through the wall of shrubs, or take them down entirely.
The maze cannot be touched. It's forbidden to do so, and the shrubbery is deadly poisonous.
Who is Mr. Goldine?
The architect employed by the church in medieval times. He came to town with the Inquisition, designed and oversaw the construction of the castle, church, and court. He liked the place so much he decided to stay and built this lodge for himself. Lived with his cats until he vanished one day. Vanished forever.
What happened to him?
Disappeared. That's all I know. Mr. Wilde surely knows more, but he doesn't want to tell anyone.
Luca, if you'll excuse me.
Certainly, sir.
If Luca told me the truth, there should be another way into this room. No food in there, just some tiny crumbs. Seems highly unlikely. If Luca told me the truth, there should be an... That is not a viable option.
We left it on the table, with its front side facing the wall. Now it's up again, looking at me with those mean eyes. If I didn't come here, thoughts like this would never cross my mind. I dare not to try this. Everything is as we left it, but the crow's head is missing, and there's broken glass on the floor now. I should wait here for now.
Do you happen to have any spare matches? You are afraid of darkness. Look into the angel's vase. Take what you find. I will. Thank you, Madame Vera. Excuse me.
Ça doit être là.
The Catechism says, after an angel decides to sin, he falls from heaven and becomes a demon. It's empty. I can see a matchbox, which I'm taking, and a strange crucifix that looks more like a weapon of sorts. I believe it could kill a beast. As long as I'm trapped in this valley, I might need it. And since Vera wrote I could take whatever I find in here, I'm taking that too.
Do you mind if I take this lamp?
Huh. That dust collecting thing is here because I inherited it with the house. Go ahead, but don't forget to return it. Sometimes it gets very dark in this valley. Without a lamp, I could get lost.
Darker than this? It appears to be empty. I need to find some oil to make it work. The blasphemous basin is destroyed. I approve of the act. A giant bowl made out of clay, filled with what seems to be some type of oil. This should be enough. I don't need more light here.
Oh my god. This is horrible. I've never seen so many. It's a dumping site. Two different kinds of footprints here. Fresh prints. No way I can be sure one of them belongs to Victoria, but this proves Vera was right. She wasn't imagining the whispers from the woods. I wonder, how could my sister possibly know the warden? Where did they meet? He was looking for her last night before the incident, and then they talked afterwards here. Why? Something must have happened to her in the last few years. Both of our parents perished, and now our bloodline is cursed. It's not a fairy tale. It's our reality. I have to go to the lodge. Tell Nikolai I was right. He can do whatever he wants after that. I did my part. I'm leaving. No one can judge me or condemn me after... No! Get off! Get off! Get off! No! I have to get out of here immediately! With a bit of God's help and quick feet, I may be able to get to the lodge, then straight to the station before the last train leaves.
That is not a viable option. Do you have a cat or a dog?
No, we don't.
Then why do you have a bowl down there?
That belongs to the King in Yellow.
Do you want to tell me who that is?
No, sir, I can't tell you who he is. Mr. Wilde is the only one who can.
This King in Yellow. And if I c- Luca, if you'll...
Certainly, sir.
Do you have spare bait?
Why?
I need food for a pet. He is hiding, and I need to lure him out.
You want to see the King in Yellow?
How did you know?
He's beautiful. That is why. Everyone wants to see the King in Yellow.
What are you doing, kid? That must be painful.
Take it. This will definitely help you. He loves my skin. Mother Evelina says I can't feel pain. I use skin to cool my mother and father too. But they don't seem to love it. Only the King in Yellow does.
Thank you, Anton. But don't do that anymore. It could be dangerous if it gets infected.
Il est mort.
Take care.
Goodbye.
No. I have to find...
Oh, petit chat.
Mr. Wilde has chosen you.
Where is he?
You called him. He answered. You can see him now.
This room is the same as before, except for this yellow cat that just showed up.
That is him.
Les
The
chats, c'est
king in
magique.
yellow is Mr. Wilde. Mr.
Comme toi,
Wilde
ma
is
petite
the king
bouillette.
in yellow.
Amour. Oh, c'est le deuxième bébé à sa maman, ça. Et je passe pour une gagate des chats. Eux, c'est le cas.
Mr. Wilde is a cat?
Mr. Wilde is the
J'assume
name of his earthly being.
ma gagaterie.
The body has an essence, a soul.
Ils sont tellement
That
plus
soul
intéressants.
is the king in yellow. You can think of yourself as a lucky man. He loves to eat human skin. But I think he chose you because of the circumstances.
What circumstances?
Strange is the night when dark arises on a strange night like this with a full moon. Stranger still is the lost man, lost in Carcassonne woods. Dr. Hatur sang today's circumstances in sorrow, but the king loves this song.
So what now?
Ask the king in yellow. I'm just his servant.
I have to talk to a cat. Is this man one of Hatur's patients on the loose? I would like your permission to go upstairs. I have to talk to Hatur.
The king says you are not allowed. You may, though, go to his room.
If I don't go upstairs, where can I find his room?
There is a passage leading to it. The king will not help you find it, but neither will he obstruct you.
What are you doing? What's going on?
I'm not allowed to see it. You are free to step inside, though beware, it is a one-way pass. Once you get in, there is no coming back. You will have to find another way out.
Can I go into the maze? Nothing.
You are
What does that...
that it is safe. Just go, and don't look back. Not everyone has this opportunity.
Excuse me.
You are free to step in once you get...
Excuse me. Lucas said it's not possible to come back. Am I really ready to go in? Not yet. No. Goldine.
juste être sûr que j'ai tous les indices qu'il me faut avant d'y aller.
Take care.
Apparemment, oui.
Goodbye.
Lucas said it's not possible to come back. I'm going in. What is this place? It's like I entered into a hellish nightmare. And there's no going back now. Anton Fero Istarski. How is this possible? I remember this painting from the orphanage. My brothers and sisters from the orphanage. Horrible souls deserve a horrible fate. My father, he used to tell me I'm nothing but a sin, and called me God's degenerate. My mother, the only person who stood up for me. I must be losing my mind. Mother, is that really you? Kelly Sue Drayton. Why am I seeing you? The painting from the orphanage. How did it end up in this place? Lies. In the real painting, I was standing by your side, and there were no other children. Mother?
I was waiting for you.
Demonic slave. Where is she? Where's my mother? No! Ah!
My back. It hurts so bad. I haven't walked so quickly since I was a first grader.
Alors, quelle heure il est? Allez, encore un quart d'heure. Et après, je dois couper le stream.
I can see a white figure on the pier below. It must be a child. I'm not going there. I have to find Nikolai. Goldin. All alone here? Where's everyone else? Where's your owner?
Come over here!
Antun Fero Istarski. A congress of felines. Some people worship them and think they are superior animals.
C'est la vérité.
It looks shockingly similar to the cat in the lobby. It has a menacing stance, as if safeguarding its master.
Sans les chats, on ne serait rien. Je dis pas ça parce qu'il y en a deux qui sont en train de m'écouter là.
Kelly Sue Drayton.
The king says you are here to see that friend of yours.
Who is your king?
The king in yellow. He who opens passages.
Where is he?
Spiritually, everywhere. Physically, right now, in the lobby. And yellow.
A cat is your king?
He is everyone's king. He only chooses to appear as a cat. Do not deceive yourself in thinking he is merely a pet. He gets angry easily, and you don't want to get him angry.
I'm trying to find Nikolai, not a friend.
I don't know the man's name, but since we don't get many visitors, that must be him. If you find him, tell him he owes me a pack of matches. I had to light a lot of candles because of him.
Why? What happened?
When he got in here, all the lights in the lodge went out. I've never felt a stronger, more bone-chilling draft in my life.
Where did he go afterwards?
Certainly not back through the lobby, as the door was closed. He could only have gone in one direction. Into the tower, and from there, who knows? This building is full of secret passageways.
What caused the draft?
I don't know. Something from the tower, I suppose. The king does not want to tell me. He's playing awfully coy about this.
Nikolai didn't cause the draft, then?
Yes, he did. This hallway leads to Mr. Golden's room, where your friend was headed. He caused the draft.
Could you go upstairs and check for him? I can wait in the lobby.
No, I've never been in this part of the lodge before. Never in the tower. And never in the warden's room. No way. He's your friend. You should go.
I already told you he's not my friend.
Whatever. You have no choice. The king is telling me you have to go in there. On one condition, though. I won't see him anymore. So you have to pay for his debt.
What would that be?
I'll give you a clue. What do I need to repel darkness in the lodge?
I don't feel comfortable going into the tower. Could you just pass him some information for me?
I won't see him anymore. I'm not guessing. I know. The king has told me.
You need to stop believing in that king of yours. Turn to God instead.
I need something that makes fire. That's all. Pay for the debt, and I'll let you go upstairs.
Who is your king?
The king in yellow. He who opens passages.
Where is he?
Spiritually,
A cat?
He gets angry easily.
Here, Nikolai's debt.
You may go into the tower now.
Where are you going?
Now that I have this matchbox, I have work to do.
Couldn't you at least wait here?
Sorry, sir. I wasn't supposed to even see the hallway. I'm sure that god of yours will help you get out of there.
Wait! I could have just left this town. Sometimes I don't understand myself. Kelly Sue Drayton. This room appears empty, but the candles are still lit. Not sure why I would need one. The book's title is An Inhabitant of Sabor. A couple of books regarding the human mind, and a quill that was used on a piece of paper to draw. Wooden twigs tied with tiny threads, or plant roots. 3 triangles tied in the middle, with another twig. This is beyond my interest of knowing. It must be witchcraft, or something to worship the devil. 7 symbols, all very different from one another. The round one could be an iteration of the accursed evil eye. A dense fog rises above the lake, creeping inland. I could be wrong, but there seems to be something reflective at the end of the hole. I'd need something long enough to reach it. It's hollow beneath the floor here. I can't do it. It won't budge. There are no visible holes to pull it up with my fingers. There must be another way. Possibly a hidden mechanism somewhere. Using one of these might help me to reach the end of that hole. I could be wrong. There seems to be something reflective at the end of... I'd need some... The warden's secret passage. It could be a trap, but I have no other choice. I have to descend. It was a harrowing walk. There was no light. Every step I made was a danger. The child at the end of the pier surely must have seen Nikolai and the warden come out of here. I should ask.
Il n'y a plus la barre. Bon, je lui pose les questions et puis je vais... Oh, je joue encore un peu.
Hi, little one. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm not little one. I'm Anton.
Antun, have you seen anyone coming out of that tunnel?
I saw you.
That is good, but anyone before me?
2 men. One had the eyes of a dead man.
Where did they go?
They drove away with the boat. Disappeared into the fog.
Eyes of a dead man. Was he dead?
He was breathing. The warden dragged him.
Do you come here often?
Fishing. Yes,
So you know the warden?
of course. He is always good to me. Always gives me food. Says I have to gain weight.
You think he took the other man to the asylum?
No. He uses the boat only when meeting with the moon ghouls. They always go to the same place. It's on the other side of the lake.
How do you know about that place?
My mother Evelina told me all about it. Nothing else is in that direction.
What did she say about the place?
Klek. That is the name. When night falls, witches gather on that hill. They sing and dance in front of 3 white fingers. Mother says they once belonged to an evil giant.
Who belonged? The Fingers or the witches?
Fingers! Witches come to Clegg to call the demons from the mountain. They make and eat babies together.
What kind of woman tells stories like this to a child? You saw the moon ghouls?
More than once.
And they did nothing to you?
They could not. Dr. Hatur was taking them away with the boat.
Are they man or beast?
Both. Their whole body is yellow. They don't have faces. Their faces are shadows.
Isn't it dangerous to be out at this hour of night?
Day, night, it's all the same to me. The only thing that matters is to finally find my mother and father.
Where are they?
In the lake. Hiding from me.
Who told you that?
Evelina.
And now you are here fishing for your parents?
Yes, but they don't love my skin. Or maybe they can't smell it in the water of the lake. I don't know.
I have to go now.
What are you going to do?
Who could help me get to Clegg?
You need a boat. You can't walk there. It is too far away. And you can't swim. Harley is home to my mother and father. They would be angry if you did.
So, where can I find a boat?
On my way here, I always pass by the old man. He has a boat. Arsen is his name. Just walk into the woods left of the lodge. His house is on a small island.
Take care, little one.
Take care, little priest. And if you see my mother and father, please tell them I'm waiting here.
Which path should I take? An old boat. It's covered with a tarp. This drawing reminds me of an ichthys, a secret symbol of early Christians. I see pentagrams, and the letters V, M, I, and K. These are witch marks, carvings created to ward off evil spirits from the house. I struggle to find a reason to do that. The Wall of Crosses, the entrance to Carcassa Forest. It was placed here for a reason. The wall prevents evil from getting out, and forewarns us not to step inside. Which path should I take?
Oh, je fais n'importe quoi.
Which path?
On est revenu au village. Donc, je vais sauvegarder la partie. Voilà. Si, elle est même. Je suis bête. Sauf que non, la date, ça n'a rien à voir. Ah si, 19 janvier. Ok. Ah, ok. Ok. Vraiment juste une minute parce que j'ai envie de guetter.
Lots of fog in these portraits. Not quite sure if it's a stylistic choice. The emerging faces are pretty ugly and creepy. An old woman with white hair, white dress, and big white teeth. She's doing her best to look happy. It's missing an eye. The man who did this and put it on display here is a brainless, primitive psychopath. It's just a mock-up of a strange tree with small red leaves and branches pointing skyward. I'm not a thief. Slips of paper have been squeezed in the fissures between the bricks. I'm curious. I'll read one. Voices now carry, shadows take form. Oh God, have mercy on me, for I fear the thing that possesses me. A wall of laments? Inside a tavern? Take my son and husband. Just make my agony go away. Forgive me. I'm here at your feet, with you in my heart. From the day I arrived, life has been a blessing, and this town a dream. I thank you for that. I'm here at your feet, with you in... We are all captives of this place, imprisoned souls waiting for our Savior. Let him descend upon the valley, save us, give us the light. Darkness, shrieking, trembling, you left me in the mine, and now I have no God. My vengeance nears. My days and nights are nearly over, so let me thank you for everything you've done. I choose to live in darkness. I choose to be safe. The dead are disappearing and the believers are dying. For the love of humanity, do something, Almighty. Yesterday, I followed a swarthy old woman into the forest. I don't know if it was an apparition. I don't know the reason why I did it. It was all blackness and silence. My heart is dark now. My soul is cursed. I can feel it. Have mercy on me, for I had such a weakness of faith. He who confesses obtains mercy. I was lost until I gave myself to the Lord, but now I'm redeemed by the perfect blood of my child. I had a vision of Ivan Kotar. He led me into the kingdom of Ahrisat. What does it mean? My God, am I doomed? Bind their power, prevent their progress, banish them. My shepherd, free us all. That's it. I've read them all. This wall is just more proof how backwards and horrible a place Sveti Kotar is. It's a nightmare. Excuse me.
What do you want?
Remember me?
Should I?
From last night? My sister and brother-in-law were with me.
I'm not a visual man. I don't remember faces. They dissolve into fog pretty fast.
So you don't remember my sister Victoria? The two of you talked last night.
Victoria, you say? I remember her glasses and name.
Did you see her today?
No. You've lost her?
She lost herself, and we cannot find her.
Keep looking and seek help from God. Or ask someone who thinks to be one.
And who would be that fool?
Fool. Funny you say that, because that's how I call him too. My cousin Norin.
The chief of police is your cousin?
Dominic Norin, the feared and respected law of the valley of Sveti Kotar.
I've had a chance to talk with him already. He doesn't seem to know where Victoria is.
That means nothing. He's either lying or you're a fool as much as he is. Was there anyone else when he talked to you?
Yes.
He likes that. He likes to be on the stage, in front of a crowd.
If I decide to talk to him, where should I go?
You'll find him in his office at the police station. It's where he eats, sleeps, and fulfills his needs. Talk to him alone. He's more vulnerable without a crowd. Walk into the police station. His office is the door on the left. Just knock and tell him Davor Gorski has sent you.
All right.
He won't care, so you'll have to give him a good reason to let you in. Luckily, that reason is in front of your eyes.
You? I don't understand.
A gift. The cleaver. Right in front of you.
A cleaver will make him change his mind? Is this a joke?
No joke. It'll wait for you here for whenever, if ever, you decide to talk to the fool.
Sveti Kotar is a small town. Where do strangers go when they visit? Any particular place I should know of?
Ah, glad you're asking. I got many recommendations. You should definitely venture into the Carcassa forest. Its trees are magical this time of year. Then don't miss out on the greatest view of the valley. Climb to the top of the Udav mountain and enjoy the breathtaking sight. Lastly, take a diving course at the Lake Hali. I mean, forget about people. Don't ask anyone. Just dive. Just do it yourself and enjoy the rich underwater life. Your soul will be grateful. Grateful beyond imagination if you dip your toes into the spring of the Henna River.
I feel like you're mocking me.
I am.
What was that huge, horrible thing that was set on fire last night?
Tradition. This town has a history of blaming everyone except God.
God is never to be blamed. He has his own ways of...
Blah, blah, blah. I heard it 1,000 times before. People around here blame strangers, good spirits, demons, witches, and even the Vatican. Everyone else except the one they idolize.
The Vatican?
Crazy thing for a Catholic town, isn't it?
But why? And why do you say they should blame God?
Look around you. Talk to people. Stay long enough and you'll understand.
Tell me about the moon ghouls.
They will eat your soul and feast over your flesh.
You know who they are?
A cannibal tribe that follow the moon demons. The moon is the key.
In what way?
I already said too much. Seek more knowledge elsewhere.
Are you a taxidermist?
A what?
Do you prepare dead animals for fun?
I enjoy slaughtering them. I love my job.
So you are a butcher?
I prefer Slaughterman. Why? What's this all about?
I was asking myself about that poor pig and its head displayed like a trophy.
You have a problem with that?
It's missing an eye, and...
And?
I believe it's a mortal sin to torture defenseless animals.
You know why? Because you are one of them. Like a sheep who follows words and moral codes. You feel endangered, vulnerable, and mortal.
It's actually the other way. I feel...
You don't feel bad or sorry or sad for that pig. You're terrified because you see your own head on that wall.
It's pointless to argue with this man. I have better things to do.
Nothing to say. Good.
What's the story of the bricked-up window you have here?
Human rats kept breaking in and stealing from me. The alley's pretty dark at night, so it was perfect for them. I couldn't find out who they were, so I decided to poison the food. It worked. It was all right for a while. But then the break-ins started again, and I said no more. Walls always work. They divide the sane from the mentally ill, and the rich from the poor. We need walls.
Thank you for the background story, sir, but I meant what's the story behind the slips of paper in the wall?
Of course. Of course you meant that. What else would you be interested in after all? I keep them because they amuse me.
How so?
I laugh at how weak and pathetic my fellow townsfolk are. They bring me lots of joy, especially the ones talking to God.
You have a problem with faith?
Do I look like a sheep to you?
This is a madman. No, you do not.
Right answer, priest. Right answer.
I'm not a priest.
I'm not a fool.
Where could I get a boat?
Are you kidding me?
Why?
Just walk along the shoreline and pick one up. The town is letting people use them for free to encourage fishing.
You can't be serious. The lake is dead.
I love it.
About the boat. What can I do?
The only fool to have one is that old fisherman. Dead fisherman? I haven't seen him for a while.
Excuse me.
On va prendre le
Am I
couperet.
really going to take it? On second thought,
On
I'd rather
décidera
not.
la prochaine fois. Voilà. Donc je refais une sauvegarde. Voilà. Et même une deuxième. Ça peut te faire de mal à personne. Et Et ben j'espère vous retrouver pour la suite. Pardon. Soit cette nuit, soit demain dans la journée. Voilà. Merci si vous avez aimé la vidéo. N'hésitez pas à liker, ce serait sympa. Et puis je vous souhaite à tous une bonne journée ou une bonne soirée. À bientôt.